Okay, hi. I'm going to quickly try to explain this particular flowchart on how you calculate the sum of squares of a given input of numbers, right? If you think about it, let's open a random whiteboard. So the way you expect, if you think about it mathematically, you want to calculate you want to design a program that once you enter any, so let's call it the program. Once you enter any input called x, right? Or let's say you enter two inputs, x and y. What happens is that it does x squared. That's what sum of plus y squared, right? That's what you want to do because that's exactly what it is saying. Calculate the sum of squares, right? But now I want to design it in a way that each time I enter a new number, z for example, what you should do is that you should keep adding, right? If I add a or j, what you should do is you should come here and add j, right? Good. So what you are doing technically is that you want to, each time you enter a number, it adds that number to some accumulator. That's like, you can call it accumulator, you can call it sum. So let's do that again. So this is my box, and what I want to do is that each time I enter a number x, so we can initialize a holding number. I call it accumulator, you can call it sum. Let's call it sum, right? We can start with 0. So each time I enter a number, the first time I enter is x. What will happen is that this thing will become sum plus x squared. I churn this out as output. I come again and say, okay, enter another one. Somebody enters what? Y. What happens is that it takes this one as the new sum, right? So let's say this is sum is equal to, right? I'm just making it. Then next time it enters again, it becomes sum is equal to sum plus y squared, right? At this time, sum already has the x squared value that was already out as output. And each time, so you're technically designing a loop that each time you enter something into that processor, right, it squares it and adds so the old value. So that's just what I did, what I've just put together here as an algorithm. So your algo will be simply sum is equal to sum plus input square, something like this, right? And that's exactly what I've just gone to do together here. If you look very closely, this is just all these symbols are official symbols of how flowchart works. You can look up flowcharting on the internet if the material is not sufficient to guide you. So we start. I just printed something on the screen to say press escape to exit because I want to expect that there should be a way to escape from the program. Then I initialize my accumulator and this particular symbol means that I am getting an input. So the first time an input comes, whatever the user enters as input, that's whatever it is. So let's say it enters 5. What happens next step is that it does 5 squared. That's 5 times 5, 25. First time accumulator is 0. 25 plus 0, that's 25. So what will come out here will be 25. Then we start again. At that time, we are currently holding 25. If the user now enters, say, 10, what happens is that this is already 25. This ACC is 25. Then this becomes 25 plus that 10 square, which is 100. So 25 plus 100, 125. And then the loop continues like that, right? Forever until somebody presses escape or something. So that's simply how this flowchart stuff. This is how I have designed it. There are many other ways to design it. You can as well just use whichever option is best for you. All right.